Long last, it is happening. We are going into the match, the North OC Kraken against the Madison Marvels Alpha Valorant team. This is the playoffs. This is the quarterfinals. If you don't know me, I'm Bennett, the Rocket League head coach. I'm going to be your Valorant announcer tonight. And we will see what we got going here. In the red, we're going to be starting as Madison are selecting their heroes. And in the green, the defending North OC Kraken. Locking in their decisions. It's going to be Sewell, who I'm going to call Journey, as that's, I think, the name he prefers. On the Reyna, an offensive hero who's going to be getting a lot of kills. Watch for that in these rounds. Ghost on the controlling Viper, who can block off enemy sightlines. Waspy's on the KO, who can shut down the abilities of his opponents. Phantom on the Sage, who can place walls, slowing orbs, and heal and revive teammates. And finally, it's going to be Swifty on the Jet, a fast-moving duelist who's also aiming to get frags here. On the other side, got a very different sort of composition, still using only the Viper for control. You're going to see a lot of that poisonous wall separating off different sections of the map to try to take space for both teams. As we get into things, we will see what Madison decide to open with. I'm sure most of you watching are familiar with the structure of Valorant. I'll detail it briefly. Attacking team has a spike. They need to get it to a site, plant it, and then it will explode, winning them the round. Defending team is trying to stop them from doing that. If all of them die, then that will also end the round. We have a statistics board, which we can see here. And in this first round, teams are going to have very limited money. Going to be limited to these pistols, classics, and ghost weapons. Ghost going to work at a little bit longer range. And it's going to be Phantom, who's going to start off here holding the spike. So he's going to need to be protected. He's going to need to be moved across the space. It looks like they're leaning towards the B site here off the start of the Madison Marvels. The Kraken spread out across the map because, of course, they don't know where the attack is going to come from. There's going to be the chamber tripwire, which they're going to encounter shortly. It's going to spot them out. They'll be broken, though. The stun comes through and the flashbang, blinding up several members of Madison, but North OC, they're not really able to capitalize. Frags going the way of Madison, and it's going to be the wall coming up to protect space for the plant, which will come out from Phantom here very shortly. And now it's 4 versus 3 in the retake. Madison wary of a flank that's not really here. North OC Kraken, they're all sort of gathered up near the top of the site, working their way down, but they've got that Viper wall to get through. And Phantom going to be just lurking along the side here. Now Swifty with the longer range, he might take the first contact here. Flashed up by the Sky, though. He's going to have to be careful. People coming around to his left. He does get found. Now Phantom gonna get picked off as well, and actually now we find ourselves in a 2 versus 1 situation, which is quickly wrapped up. And though the spike near to exploding, the defenders will be able to take that out with just a couple of seconds left to spare. That's going to be really important because, as we can see now in between rounds, the defenders, they're given significantly more money. They're able to buy the expensive Spectre costing 1,600 credits each. And that's going to give them a significant advantage in this round to come here against the Madison Marvels, who are going to have a much more limited supply of weapons, utilities, and armor. Going to have 100 health for each of them, and then each member of the defending side going to be buying the light shields to get to an effective health of 125. Madison all in on the classics. They're coming in fast here. They realize that with the weaponry disadvantage, they're going to have a hard time doing anything once all 5 members of defense get here. They're trying to run in while it's still only 2. It's going to be Sewell leading the charge here, trying to get the spike down. You get some extra credits for doing so. So it's good that he was able to. But now stunned up, he's in an awkward position, in a little bit of danger here. But he almost catches out the enemy Cyber, the Jet. Ghost finds one, but the defuse is going to start here. And with Waspy's alone, he does get pinged out in the nest area. And those better weapons are really going to be a significant advantage when it comes to finding that defensive round. 2-0 now. And now Madison, this is really where the game begins. They're able to buy all of their utility, and they're able to buy the more standard rifles rather than having to resort to the weaker pistols that they've been using for the last couple of rounds. We'll see Ghost. He's going to have a wall to put up, also an orb. Both of those things blocking enemy vision can give the Marvels a lot of space. And you can see nobody playing the midfield here from the side of the defense. They're going to be leaving Chambers tripwire in the kitchen area, trying to make sure that nobody goes there. But Madison, they're not looking to go into kitchen. Looks like they're just headed straight down mid. They will be challenged by the Jet, but Zool wins the duel. And now the Viper going to be lurking up there as well, gets spammed down by Ghost among others. Now Zool taking contact onto a couple more, gets caught with his knife out and fully blinded as well. But he's somehow able to keep himself alive. Only 6 bullets left. But he's just pinning down the defense here. Eventually he will be caught though, and it turns into a 3v3. But Swifty finds one well there and looks for the next, but does actually get caught out. Ghost now in a bit of an awkward position. 2 versus 2 now, but he hasn't used the wall. That's a powerful tool that he'll be able to deploy now. And they're playing together, both teams. You can see if one of them goes down, they want to make sure that they're able to trade off of that. Setting down the snake bite to make sure that nobody can walk through without becoming vulnerable. Easy to damage. And Waspies, he's playing that far off angle. And the time just ticking down. Waspies wins the first duel, and Ghost is gonna win the second. No need to even let the spike explode. They will win the round cleanly there. Great play for the 2 versus 2 from Ghost and Waspies to give Madison their first on the board. Valorant is first to 13, so we're gonna be here for a little while. It looks like Madison applying a pause as we do have a disconnect coming out from Waspies. Presumably the result of a technical issue of some sort. We'll take, yep, DC, says Ghost. And we'll take this time to look at the economic situation for both of these teams. Now, last round, the Kraken team, they had the weapons that they carried over from the second round, those light Spectres, the buy that they were able to make after winning the pistol. And what that meant is they didn't feel the need to buy rifles. They used those Spectres and attempted to win the round with those weaker guns. After losing the round, that choice to save their money meant that they can now, in this 4th round, afford to buy full rifles as well. So Madison, because they won the 3rd round, you can see all of them can afford to buy rifles, and the 2 players that kept their rifles from last round, Ghost and Waspies, they each have over 3,000 credits. They'll have a significant amount of money that they can use to help their team out. If they are to lose this round, they will be significantly more financially stable than the other members of their team. So this is going to be a relatively even round. The first round of the game where both teams have all of these rifles. This will be a real important test to see who is going to be likely to triumph in this first half. And now it looks like both teams not really committing to any one setup. Still 19 seconds left to set up once the pause ends and Waspies returns. The Chamber going to be playing his tripwire in the kitchen area of the map, just as he did in the last round. That means if Madison walk there, the trap will go off and they will be alerted that that's happening. Nothing particularly notable about the positioning so far. Both Vipers are waiting to deploy their walls. They're allowed to deploy them before the round starts, but it is a potential giveaway to their opponents what they're trying to do, especially on the attacking side, which is likely why they haven't. Although actually, as I say that, I'm not sure. Is that? Oh no, they actually, excuse me, they have deployed the Viper wall on the defensive side. They've deployed it perpendicular to the site here, hoping to block any approach from a number of different angles at once and leave the defense in an advantageous position while that wall is deployed. And it looks like the Chamber player on the defense, Nish Fish, he's going to be looking to watch down the long angles on the approach to B site. Chamber has a teleporting ability which allows him to quickly escape danger. If he sees opponents, he can hit E and he'll be teleported. If he's near one of his anchors, he'll be teleported to the site of the other anchor. You can see those. They look like little shields on the left side of the minimap. So he's playing here in an attempt to take a contact with the enemy team, and then if things go wrong, he's got a good chance of escaping completely unscathed, only using the teleporter cooldown in the process. But it looks like Madison, as they begin to rethink things, they appear to be leaning a little bit further towards the A site, which can be a little bit harder to take. There's a lot of space that the enemy team can push forward through. It doesn't look like they particularly want to do that, though. But Waspies will reconnect, and with that reconnection through, it looks like we will just be unpausing the match timer and preparing to actually get started with round number 4. 2 players on the A site. Looks like Madison are very likely to run straight into them. Let's take a look from the tip of the spear's perspective. It's going to be Swifty. We're going to be watching out for him this round. He's using his dash cooldown, which will give him the ability to dash sometime in the next couple of seconds, but he's waiting it out. He's trying to play it slow. Zool gets picked off, and it looks like he's going to need to take that 1v1, but he can't find the shots. And Madison, they're taken offline quickly here, and the defense, you can see the rotation is coming through, but Swifty, he's going to be lurking around here while the rest of Madison's team, they're coming into the completely unoccupied B site. The wall goes up, though, and that means that the defending chamber, he will be alerted something's going on. He hears the sound cue for that wall. Waspy's going to be planting out in the open, does get stunned up, but he is actually able to stay alive there. That wall from Ghost helping him out. Ghost now looking to take some contact here. Swifty winning the duel on the flank. Good for him. Ghost looking to take that duel, doesn't find it, just keeping himself safe. He can use his snake bite abilities to really stall out any attempt to defuse the spike here. The Jet's going up on top. He knows it, but Swifty protects him. But not before Cyber finds 3. Ghost finds Drew, though, and it's a 2 versus 2 with the spike ticking down, though. It looks like the defending side, they are just going to run out of time as Ghost is able to take down those 3 in the end. And will they escape the spike's blast? No, they will not. Losing those rifles will hurt going into round 5 economically. But now, they should still have enough money to afford their rebuys. It will be Sewell. He's forced to take light shield instead of heavy, and it's not ideal. But meanwhile, I mean, look at the other side. Nobody is buying weapons. Cyber, though, this could be dangerous. He's going to be... on the surface, it looks like he's not doing very much at all this round, only with the classic. But he has the ultimate online, and I expect fairly shortly he'll pop those knives out and attempt to stab them into the heads of Madison. And there go the knives. Looking to find those one-shot headshots. But staying back for now, it's going to be Sewell pushing into the site here. Does get tagged up a little bit by the Viper, but playing in the high ground here. He does get stunned, but it's just able to retreat, play back, play it safe. You can see the defenders are there. He's looking for them, finds one, and backs out before looking for any more. Does get spammed down, though, and the Breach is actually going to find 3 here. It's impressive. Phantom tries. Phantom is going to catch the Breach trying to swap weapons. The defuse starts to come in, and Waspy's going to need to do something about it. The grenade comes through. That'll force the chamber off of it for now. And Phantom catches one. The chamber looks for the shots, but Phantom will catch the other as well. That's a great job from Phantom to really turn that one around after it was starting to look a little bit dangerous. Madison forced away from their plant. After that loss of the pistol, Madison have done a great job rallying back, got themselves to 3 wins on the board now, taking the lead, and with 5 ultimates to play with, this could be a truly explosive round. We're going to start looking at Waspies. He's got the KO ultimate available, which will prevent all enemies nearby from using any of their abilities. It's an incredibly powerful tool, especially against Chamber, where many of his abilities are in fact just guns that he can use very effectively in many situations. And if he's got those taken away from him, it'll make him significantly less effective. Sewell finds the first one, though, and it's going to be Waspies moving towards the site. Ghost is looking to make the plant, and he will. The duels, they coming in, but it's Sewell actually coming on the flank there, but does get caught right as we switch over to his perspective. The Breach ultimate coming in, stunning many of Madison's members. It's a 3 versus 3 now. Waspies lurking in the back. He's got his ultimate. Is he going to use it? to try to shut down this push. It would get so much value here. We've also got Phantom lurking in the smoke, but he does get spammed down. Ghost. Oh, he's got the shorty and he finds one. Looking for more, he finds two. The other one's up above him. Does he know? Certainly he hears those shots. Waspies gets caught. He tosses out the snake bite, and is that going to be enough to stall out any defuse? 1 HP remaining for Cyber, and that's going to delay it, I think, for just long enough. I don't think Cyber has enough time to fill that bar, and the spike, oh, just barely. 0.01. The tiniest fraction of a second. Even our coach has to say, wow, what a close one. 0.01. That is pretty tight for sure. And it's that margin that'll give Madison their 4th round here. Good for them. Ghost did a great job stalling that one out. Couldn't find the 3rd duel, but he doesn't need to find the 3rd duel. He just needs to find the time. And he could not have found a more perfect amount of time. Now the Sky taking contact here. Drew does get stunned, but Swifty dashes straight into the line of sight of that chamber. The Breach going to be stalling things out using his utility. The Resurrect comes onto Swifty, though. That'll bring him back into the fight. 4 versus 5. Madison rallying, but they're having some trouble taking space. The flash might come through, but the wall is good for Phantom. That wall going to be protecting Waspies long enough to plant the spike. Will catches Cyber and turns it into a 5 versus 3. Waspies gets spammed down, though. The flash coming into behind Yellow. Now Domo just waiting things out. It's hard to cross that wall and go to the spike, especially with that orb available. And Sewell catching a 3rd is going to make it so hard. Domo's not going to be able to find anything more from there. Swifty will take him down. And it's a near flawless round from Madison to get their 5th on the board. And now, I mean, we haven't looked at the economy in a while, but that's just because it's not been particularly notable. That last round, less money was able to be put in for the side of the Kraken. This round, they're able to buy everything they could ask for, rifles and full shields. Madison, though, even if they lose this round, they'll be in good economic straits. On the other side, if they lose here, they're not going to have much money left to work with. Swifty dashing up, looking for a fight to start things off here. And Cyber, he's going to be forced to try to dash away. Doesn't get caught by the suppressing knife. And Swifty's able to take a high up position here, looking for the Viper. Does find the sight, but doesn't find the shot afterwards. Tries to spam through the smoke, but not on target. Sewell gets dropped by Cyber, and Tristan finds Waspies as well. These duels are just not going in the favor of Madison. Ghost finds Cyber, but he's alone now. Completely alone, and he's got plenty of players coming at him. Finds the 2nd, and he'll need to find the ace if he wants any chance at this round. However, he does have the time to play with. A full minute to go. And he has a lot of time. He could create paranoia in the other team. Make them think he's going somewhere else when he's not. Make them think he's staying when he's moving, but it looks like he's going to walk right into this crosshair, and he can't quite find the duel. Nishfish takes him down in pipes. And that will be the first rifle round for the Kraken, bringing us to a much more even 3-5. And Madison, they just kept walking into Cyber here.
Watching here.
That Jet getting so much value, and now looks like might be about to try to do so again, because look at that. The knives are available once more. And with no weapon bought. Is that true? No, he did buy a weapon, but despite that, maybe using these knives regardless. But with Madison pushing through the middle, there might not be an opportunity to. Sewell making it so far back so quickly. Gonna find the first, and Cyber is not able to take him down this time. He's invulnerable. Drew is able to find Waspies as they get into the A site, but they will have control of the site. That's a small price to pay for it. Sewell lurking down there as Madison, they're just not able to find these duels in time. 2 versus 4. The spike does go down, but got a lot of work to do from here. Ghost tries to find the first, but not quite fast enough on the timing. Sewell finds one, and Ghost finds another, and suddenly it's a 2 versus 2, but Tristan, through the box, is actually able to find both of those, just spraying through. And that is a great fight for him. Is able to defuse the spike, of course, plenty of time left. And we go to 4-5. At 12 rounds into the game, the sides will swap. Madison will start defending, and the Kraken will be on offense. So we have 3 rounds left in the half, after which the economy, ultimates, everything will be reset. So looking at the situation, Madison are coming up on 4 of their ultimates. 2 of them are already ready, and 2 more will be ready in just a single additional point. So 3 rounds left to use those ultimates. Probably going to see some action-packed rounds now. Zul with the Empress gives him a significant power-up. In almost all respects, he might be using it to get onto site here. Cyber's coming out with the knives. No, that's going to be Waspy's coming out with the knives, but he just gets caught immediately by the chamber. And the rotation comes on to B for the defense. Meanwhile, though, Madison, they're already moving towards mid. They're already moving onto the A site. Domo tries to catch another, but Zul is lurking here. And it's going to be Ghost moving up here with the spike, is able to put the wall across the A site, and that's going to make Cyber's life a little bit harder here. Zul catches one on the flank as well before rotating. It's going to put some paranoia in the defense here. Cyber gets caught, and that's going to be a problem. 4 versus 3, 3 versus 3 now as Drew catches Ghost. Catches him lacking a little bit here, but now Zul, big fragger we've seen from him so far. We're going to need to see some more of that in this situation. Waspy's coming out with the ultimate. Now, no utility will be able to be used by any of these 3 remaining players on the defense. That's going to make it so much harder for them to attempt a retake. And Waspy's, he's got a position here, tries to catch Nishfish, but it's going to be Phantom to ultimately get the kill. Phantom finding another one now, and it's just the Breach left. Going to be lurking here in heaven. Spotted out by Ghost while he's invulnerable. And with the time ticking down, the round is certainly lost, but a couple of kills won't hurt, certainly. Taking those rifles out of the hands of Madison will do a little bit of damage to their economy, but the round ultimately going over to Madison, and the round is what matters most. Now, it is still possible for the Kraken to find themselves in a tied half. They've got plenty of money, so they're able to full buy for this penultimate round. Madison also with sufficient funds. But at this point, the economy matters a whole lot less than the rounds. Only 2 more of them to go, and then all of that's reset. Ghost and Zul, both of them have their ultimates. Swifty and Waspy's used theirs last round. If Ghost and Zul use both of theirs, that's going to be a powerful position to play from. Tristan, however, also has an ultimate of his own, and it looks like he's just going to deploy it immediately, taking control of this space. And it did... Okay, I'm not sure about... I think that was a bug. It definitely looked like he was deploying it, but there isn't a Viper's Pit on my screen, so that's a strange one. Meanwhile, 2 players are traded. We're in a 4v4 while we're trying to figure out what's going on there, and the Empress for Madison actually taken offline. That powerful ultimate not going to be working out. It looks like that is just a spectating bug because it shows as though the ultimate has been deployed. The chamber trap goes down, and the chamber is forced to TP away. Ghost looking to plant the spike here and then get that ultimate online. I'm expecting the Aftershock will stall it out for some time, but the Viper's Pit coming up will make it so hard to push through. Obscures visibility for the defenders and takes their health away, but Tristan is able to find a gap in the wall, takes down the Viper, and the Pit will drop as well. Trade's coming through fast here. Domo's going to be fighting this, and it will be just onto Swifty. Breach and Sky both looking for him. Sky low on HP. All he needs is a couple of bullets. Doesn't even need to be a headshot. But with 30 seconds to go, no dash available. This is looking so tough for him. Can't find the shots on the duel either. And Domo will clutch out the round. That Aftershock delaying the plant and then allowing Tristan to get into position to spam Ghost down. Just not a great situation to be in. And now, Madison, they gotta win this one or it'll be a tied half. And they're kind of low on money as well. Ghost, he's actually being forced to use a Stinger, which is a close range weapon that is really not meant for use in a buy round. And that's because he's almost out of money. Needs to save everything he can. Waspy's using the Ares, and meanwhile, the ultimate's coming out for the side of the defense. They've got 4 of them, and none of them matter after this round, so they've got plenty to use. Domo finds 1, finds 2, spamming into the smoke. Gets a bunch of damage onto the others as well. Swifty drops precipitously low on health. He's going to only have 17 left. The resurrection from Phantom is available. And it looks like he doesn't want to use it. Actually just chooses to use the wall to keep himself safe. And the flank is coming through from Cyber. Does some damage to Phantom, but It is dangerous. 2 versus 4 now. Swifty in the smoke. He's hiding. They're standing right next to each other and they don't know it. Swifty could swing out of here and he can't quite make it work. He does get caught eventually. Playing that game of hide and seek only works for so long. And now the sides are switched. Madison going to be playing defense. And the offense is going to go over to the Kraken 6-6. We've got a pretty even game on our hands here. It looks like Madison, they'll set up, on both sites. They've got Viper and Sage playing one site. That's a little bit unusual. Normally, those 2 defensive agents would each take a site of their own, which would allow them to have a little bit more influence over the round, no matter which site the enemies decided to take. But it looks like Ghost, he's using the shorty. This close-range shotgun gets a bunch of, it's a shotgun. It gets a bunch of value when your enemies are close, not so much otherwise. And he's actually going to stash it in the middle of the site, giving himself the opportunity to pick it up later. Here's the utility coming through, and he'll likely suspect that the push is coming to be here. You can see other Madison players beginning to rotate, but it's going to be Sewell actually lurking here, getting so much information as he walks through spawn. Phantom loses the first 1v1, but the space not yet taken for the offense, and the rotation is trying to come in. Sewell is there, but he only is able to find one before getting caught. Madison know that the rotation is coming through, and they're able to start one of their own. Ghost moving through the mid, gets to see everything, sees 4 players moving through to A, tells his team, guys, this is what's happening. We got to move. And move they do. The KO is ready in position on the site. Ghost throwing out these snake bites to try to stall out the attack. And Waspies, is he expected? He's not. He sees everything. He sees everything he could possibly want. And he's able to catch 2, but he can't find any more. Runs out of bullets in the clip, and now it's a 1v1. Domo so low on health. Swifty can find it, but gets caught on the swing. And it's Domo finding so much. Even as Waspies find such an incredible play, Domo is able to come up with an even better response. And by the thinnest of margins, the pistol round will go to the Kraken. And now Madison, that's a discouraging one. And now, with the weapons not in your favor, you're going to need to... It looks like Cyber, though, actually choosing not to buy a Spectre, going with just the default weapon, the Classic. And I'm actually just going to spectate him a little bit. What is his plan here? Is he saving to buy the most expensive weapon in the game, the Operator, on the 3rd round? It could be. But now the push is certainly coming through. The dash is online, indicating that Cyber intends to push soon here. The wall from the attack will give them some space, but Madison's reinforcements are coming through. Meanwhile, Sewell actually dodging that chamber trap. That means they will not expect him on this flank. But is he going to be able to get through without triggering it? No, decides to break the trap and try to push through. Now they know that the flank is here, or they should, but they actually don't catch it at all, and the flank will be found. Meanwhile, Madison winning the 1v1s on site, and even with the worst weaponry, even with that economic disadvantage, they are able to find the round, and that is going to be a huge turnaround point for them. 7-7 now, and it is looking... Madison, I mean... That is just such a huge change. You're not expecting them to ever win with this with such a significant disadvantage on the money side of things. But now that they have, they're going to have such a good situation coming into the rest of the half. And if they can win this round as well, then their opponents might just be completely broke. It looks like they're going to have to save. Buying cheaper weapons are the Kraken. And Sewell actually pushing up here, looking to take an early 1v1. As the wall comes up, he knows he's in danger. Here's those zip lines happening now. But he's got such a good position here, they don't know he's here. He sees 1, he sees 2, he's got the spam. Sprays down 1, gets a lot of damage onto the other. Sees, actually lands on this guy's head. This guy's oblivious, but not for long. As Sewell will take her down, and while the spike does get planted, all 5 players on the offense will be summarily dispatched. Flawless. The rest of Madison doing a great job there as well, but Sewell, with that sneaky little spot, he gets so much done. And now, looks like, will he be upgrading from the Spectre? That's the biggest question here. He's got plenty of money in the bank, but if he chooses to stay on this weapon and not upgrade, he'll have money for practically the rest of the game. With the scoreline 7-8, the rest of the game, I mean, that could be quite a long time. Neither team particularly close to that 13-point threshold, and it does look like Sula is going to stick with this weapon. Swifty, though, that's somebody I really want to watch. Using the operator, one shots to the body is an incredibly powerful weapon with some disadvantages, but now looks like Swifty is not going to find himself in the right spot. Sula gets found out by Nishfish there on the attack, but they're nervous. A lot of space left to clear. Phantom does get found as well, and now 3 versus 5 almost immediately in the round. That's going to embolden the Kraken to push forward faster. And with that wall up, Sewell's not going to be able to see much of anything. Takes so much damage through the spam. He backs up. He's bewildered. What just happened to me? He catches 2, though. The collateral. Looks for the 3rd, but Domo is going to find him. 3 versus 2 now. Madison Ghost finds 1. Ghost looking for more now, as Domo will be found out. But he doesn't have much left. And Cyber finding the operator now. Ghost is backing up. The spike actually hasn't been planted. They had so much control of the B site, I assumed it would have happened. But now, Ghost is actually just able to defend the site. 2 versus 1. It's a tough situation to be in, but not impossible. Has to be careful of that operator. And surely he knows it's there. But Cyber actually switching to the Phantom in order to get a better situation for himself in that round. And that Phantom will help him clean it up. 8-8 now, as the attack win their opening 1v1s. Madison still with plenty of money, in part thanks to Sewell's decision to save last round. But Cyber now carrying out the operator. This is a dangerous thing. 19 kills on the board. This Jet is a menace. And it's a menace that's causing Madison a world of hurt so far. If they can find a way to shut that down, they'll be in a pretty good position going into the rest of this half. Let's see what Ghost does, as he looks like he's about to receive a significant push. The push coming in fairly slowly. Trailing behind the dog. Letting themselves just slowly, passively take the space. Ghost backs up so far, though, and there's no contention for this space. The spike could go down before Madison are even really in position. They're stalling it out a little bit with the snake bite. But what they're stalling for, there's this flank coming through from Sewell and Swifty. And look at this. They've bypassed the Chambers tripwire. They won't know that this is happening until it's upon them. Cyber goes down to Sewell, but he does get found on the response. Swifty finds 2, though, with the knives. And it's Swifty who's going to be absolutely tearing apart the offense. They have no idea where he is. They're lost, confused. They have no chance of responding to this one, as Ghost helps finish them off. What a great flank coming through from the defense to just absolutely shut that down. And after they found Sewell, they were like, okay, well, it must be done now, surely, right? Surely they're not going to send 2 members of their team on this enormous flank through our spawn. But that is exactly what had happened, and Swifty just cuts them apart with the knives. But now, those ultimates having been used for them, Madison are going to find themselves at a severe ultimate disadvantage. Now, Phantom staring down B long, expecting them to push it again, as they have been for several rounds here. But the adaptation is coming through, and Sewell's going to be contacting them very soon on this A site. Tristan looking for an off angle, trying to find the member hiding in Nest. All it will be is a little bit of damage, and the flash coming through, but the spam is there regardless. Sewell able to heal himself up, but Cyber is able to take him down through the wall. The stall still coming through, though, for Madison, and no space has been gained despite that player-for-player trade. Madison, though, realizing they might be in actually a little bit of danger. They don't know where the spike is. They don't know how many players are on that A site. Ghost is going to check out the other site. Meanwhile, though, the fight is coming to them on this A site. The wall is stalling them out, but as soon as that goes down, things might get a little bit dicey. Waspies learns that nobody's pushing him that closely. Doesn't find anything with that knife, and now the rotation call is made, but Ghost is so far ahead of it. Look at this. The attacking side, they're coming to B. They're moving through their spawn. Whether they go through mid or through the main entrance. Looks like the main entrance it will be. But Ghost, he's been here for 20 seconds already. This is incredible for him. He hears the ultimate orb being taken as well, and now he's really able to call it out. He says to his team, this is where they are. The Seekers are coming out. They are coming here. The plant trying to come out. The snakebite will stall it out for a moment, and Ghost has another one of those where that came from. 18 seconds left in the round, and this could become really significant for them. They just don't have that much time left. Waspy's coming out with the ultimate as well. That'll suppress them, take away their abilities. The Chamber's ultimate out of play. The plant is attempted, but the grenade should take that down. And Phantom catching 2 with the operator as well. They will clean that up nicely. 8-10. And the Madison Marvels looking pretty good here. 3 more rounds to go. And economically, it looks like the Kraken here, they're on a little bit of a broken buy. They don't have the money that they're looking for. And Madison, 2 operators. Like I said, it's the most expensive weapon in the game, and Madison are doing so well that they can afford to buy 2 of them. That's a great situation to be in. Now the question is, where do you put them? Looks like Phantom will position himself looking down long, and Phantom is going to take the first contact for certain. Oh, actually, wait, no, that's down middle. I just am not right about what's happening right now. Oh my goodness, Ghost, though, he finds 2! And while I'm confused about where they even are, Ghost, he has no such concerns. He knows exactly where the opponents are, and Cyber's able to find Sewell, but that is all he's going to find, as Swifty will catch him with the operator shortly thereafter. Ghost, it's a shame we didn't see that one. He is quick on the uptake for sure, bringing Madison to 11. 2 more rounds to go, and they will just wrap this one up. Now, however, the money looking a little bit better. This could be the last chance for the North OC Kraken to bring this game back. If they can't win this round, they will have nothing next round economically. They'll be so broke. And in that situation, match point with almost no money, Madison, I mean, it is their game to lose at that point. But now, Sewell, it's going to be so important that he handle this situation correctly. Swifty, he's got the operator, but they're not coming to him. Sewell is able to spam down 1, though. And he's watching now. He sees the cross, but isn't able to find it. The wallbang coming through, Swifty's forced to dash away. And now the push begins. He's looking for an angle over the top here. But the players, they're moving down below. Here's the dash. He knows to look for it. The wall coming through from the attack will prevent much from happening in that regard. The plant begins. And it looks like nobody from Madison immediately going to be contesting it. Ghost pushing forward here. Is going to be able to sneak through the attacking wall. Catches Cyber beautifully. Great shot from him. Catches the chamber as well. And Ghost is just absolutely popping off here. The sky flashes around. He knows roughly where she is. He finds her as well. Ghost just can't be stopped. And there's 1 player left to take down here. He knows roughly where it must be. And now he sees. He finds the shot. And Ghost with 4 on the round. That might have been the last thing it takes to bring Madison to a glorious victory. 1 last chance for the Kraken to prove that they deserve this place in the playoffs, or Madison will wipe them off the map. 12 rounds to 8. They've got to take 4 rounds in a row just to send us to overtime. They have so much work ahead of them. And look at the buy. They are actually a lot less low on money than I thought they would be, honestly. They are able to buy most of the weapons that they could want, and they do have some ultimates available. But Madison, they can't stop at 2 operators. No, they're now going to buy 3, as Phantom, Swifty, and Waspies are all going to be using the operator. And this might be a little bit of overconfidence even from them. 4 players on a B site, and they're fairly confident that that's where the hit's going to come. And maybe they've been reviewing the VODs, because it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. The suppression comes through for Waspies, and he's going to find that there's 1 coming, but the noise is certainly going to tell us that there's more. Waspies looks for the shot, but Sewell gets caught by the knives. And Waspies just spamming blindly through the smoke, hoping to find something. But the wall dropping. It looks like actually the rotate out is going to be called. They found 1 kill, and that's just enough for them. They forced the Viper's Pit as well, which left them in such an awkward position. Now, the spike is just taking its way all the way over to the A site. Phantom is playing there, but he's in such an awkward position, he'll only be able to find 1, if that. Waspies is going up to the high ground, and now the timing is looking pretty good. The ultimate comes through, and Waspies is forced to back away. But he's able to get his way back into it. Now the Viper's Pit coming up is going to limit visibility, and with these operators on the side of Madison, limited visibility is the last thing you want. Ghost, I believe, the only player with a rifle for Madison here, and they may just decide to save the operators at this point. Pushing into that Viper's Pit with long-range weapons is essentially impossible. I doubt they'll even try. Phantom catches 1, though. Maybe getting a little bit aggressive is Lil Banana, excuse me. Ghost, he's actually pushing in himself with the shotgun. The orb goes up, though, to defend the spike, and Ghost realizes this is not working out. Surely he's backing. Surely they don't try to defuse this. Waspies drops. And surely that's the last of Madison's attempt here. Surely they'll back out, right? No, they're actually staying right in here. The dash out from the jet. And Ghost's going to be able to find some on the retreat. No. The spike will explode. Will it catch anyone? Does just barely find the jet. But the operators are actually taken out by the attacking side, by the North OC Kraken, and that is a critical problem for Madison because now they can afford to buy new ones. That's not really the problem. The problem here is that 2 operators are now in the hands of their opponents, and that is going to give them a significant advantage, especially Cyber now reaching 25 kills. He's just crazy with that thing. But on the bright side for Madison, that was every ultimate used by the side of the Kraken, and that is going to give the Marvels a great chance to close this one out with their Empress ultimate, with their operators, with their resurrection. They have a lot of tools, and Swifty with that opening pick is just giving them one more. Swifty's looking for more now as the abilities come up here. He knows they are looking towards A right now. The operator is used. Swifty doesn't find a shot in time. The teleport is there. The spam forces Swifty to back up. Waspies does get found. The stun is attempted, but doesn't find Swifty. The Sky looking to peek through here. Swifty's forced to back far up as his teammates now begin to arrive as reinforcements. But look at this. What is this? It's Zool in the back. They don't know he's here. They have no idea. And he's got an operator. He can take you down in just a single bullet. And he is just lurking, watching and waiting, but he doesn't find the shot. And now they know where he's at. Now they know that the danger is behind them. It's in front of them. It's everywhere. But Phantom gets found. Zool finds one. Just 2 more to clear out for Madison. Makes that one. Zool finds the shot. And Ghost will finish it off. That's going to be Madison closing out the game in 9-13 fashion. It's a good game for them. And they will move on to the semifinals on Saturday versus, I believe, the Lone Tree Eagles. I believe that'll be at 11 a.m. Central Time. I'm not certain on that, and you'll receive further updates on the Discord. Thanks for coming to watch, everybody. This has been the Valorant quarterfinals for the summer season playoffs. I have been Bennett, the Rocket League coach and temporary Valorant announcer. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on Saturday.